Good morning, MMT. We're going to feature that CRX.X, the old high flyers that are in here that we talk about that have been beaten down. Uh, if this economy and growth was to return, there's some great plays in here, okay? And we've been featuring it, and it's called the Morgan Stanley Commodity Related Index. And you can see that it's up 10.73. You got FCX in here. If things return in China, boy, we got a lot of upside there. Oh, beaten down Hess. You have beaten down Marathon Oil. Yeah, beaten down Potash in here. One of the other ones, you have the APA, okay, beaten down. Apache Energy. These were all high flyers at one time. Now, those are the individual names. This is the index, Morgan Stanley Commodity Related Index, and what we would like to point out to people is that in 2012, when that whole area was getting marked down, it finally got marked down and it had these wonderful ranges, right? In 2011 lows, we burned to the calendar 2012 highs. Now we're in a very multi-year calendar year, and we've got a bottom and we've got a range. That means that individual stock, the leader ones with the intraday price ranges and the accumulative patterns, need to be bought here, because once again, when you get where supposedly we're at the worst growth, that's how this bull went all the way down. And it'd been a high flyer for a number of years. I mean, when you get up to 2011 highs up here, I mean, give me a break. It was the place to be. But then when the growth fell, so did the CRX, and so did all of these names in here, and they've had to mark down all their earnings. They had to pull it all their earnings in line, get all their releases out, and try to market their business where they can meet future estimates. So, therefore, we will continue to look at the beaten down leadership names in this CRX.X Morgan Stanley. They've got this calendar part. This is where that 2010. Now, we get any stimuluses out of the Fed. You know, the old saying is, there becomes a time to sell the winners and buy the dogs. Okay? So basically selling the big positions out up at the highs and then coming over here and purchasing some of these leaderships that are dogs right now. But they provide great trading entries and exits and opportunities based on how the market is going to break higher. These names will have to work in this particular index. They will, right along with some of the names that are going to be here in the Morgan Stanley Oil Services. There's some leadership names in here. So once again, we'll just get right back here to that Morgan Stanley names, and there's a couple of them in here. FCX is one of our major ones. As far as gold and silver go, has marked itself down in the earnings cycle. Okay, so we'll be looking at an APA. We'll be looking at their earnings cycle as well, MMTs. Once again, I've concluded this major wall of short-term resistance within it, but it's bullish because it's got a daily buy signal. So that means a couple of those names are going to lead the way. The 200-day simple moving average is way up here, but it's finally within its long bottom year base here. We're starting to finally see some gaps 3 days in a row, gap up to the resistance levels. So stay tuned.